How to truly build wealth in Jamaica. How to truly get wealthy in Jamaica. Practical steps. Step 1. The first thing you're going to do is that you're going to save 200,000 Jamaican dollars. I don't want to excuse. I don't care how long it takes you to save it. You're going to save 200,000 Jamaican dollars. And I'm going to tell you further on in the podcast why we're going to first of all save that amount of money. So step 1. First thing first, save the damn $200,000. This is step 1. And I know your question is why? Why should I save 200,000 Jamaican dollars? How will 200,000 Jamaican dollars help me to build wealth? Now, if I have any lawyers listening to the podcast, I'm sure that you guys will be familiar with a law author called Edward A. Murphy. Now, Mr. Murphy is responsible for creating what we call the Murphy's Law. You know what the Murphy's Law says? The Murphy's Law says anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Now, I want you to think about this visually. And if there's anything at all I can tell you about the rain, is that I don't know when it's going to rain. But the truth of the matter is that it will rain. I can't tell you when, but there's a good chance that you may get sick. And if you don't get sick, for those of you who might have elderly parents, your parents may get sick. Here's a good one. Things will break. Our toys will break and we will need to repair them. And trust me, some repairs will be more expensive than others. Now here's another one. You could get fired. You could lose your job, especially during COVID-19 when so many persons lost their job. You could lose your job. And trust me, this kind of situation can happen in the blink of an eye. I'm not saying that this measly 200,000 Jamaican dollars will mitigate against all of life's uncertainties and emergencies. But one thing is for sure, when you start your journey to building wealth, you do not want these emergencies to detour you. Now, this $200,000 will help you with those emergencies. It may not be able to mitigate against all of them, but it will help you, and you won't have to go into your investments in order to deal with some of these emergencies. After you save up that 200 grand, and I know some people can save up 200 grand quicker than others, you are going to list your largest debt to your smallest debt. Your largest loan, whatever debt it is, you are going to list it from largest to smallest. So if, for example, your largest debt is credit cards, let's say that you have 700,000 Jamaican dollars in credit cards. I want you to put that at the top of the list. Now, if your second largest debt is, say, a payday loan from probably like one of those loan sharks, you are going to list that second. You're going to put that second on the list. And if your smallest loan is like, say, a hire purchase from Court or from Singer, you took out some furniture and you racked up all this debt, you're going to put that small debt at the bottom of the list. You see, step 2 is one of the most difficult steps to stick with. You have to be disciplined. A lot of people don't like paying their debt. But if you are really going to build wealth, you have to eradicate debt. So here's the plan. Step 2. You see that smallest debt? The smallest one, you're going to go hard on that debt. You're going to not eat out. You're not going to buy that shoes. You're not going to buy that shirt. You are going to put everything towards that small debt. You're going to pay it off. You see, after you pay off that debt, you're going to move on to your second largest debt. All the money that you're paying towards the first debt, including everything disposable that you can find, you are going to pay it to the second debt. We call it the momentum effect. By now you start to get the idea. You are going to take all the money that you're paying towards the small debt and you are going to start paying it to your larger debts until all your debt is eradicated. You cannot move on from step 2 until all your debt is completely eradicated. You can't build wealth with stupid debt. Now, after step 2, you are going to be completely debt free. Trust me, one of the most awesome feeling you ever go feel in your life. After step 2, you're going to move on to step 3. And step 3 involves saving up 6 to 12 months of expenses. Building out your emergency fund. Because if it's one thing is for sure, remember me tell you this, there's going to be an emergency. It's the surest thing you're going to know about an emergency is that it will occur. Now, after you've completed step 1 to 3, and only after you complete step 1 to 3, then you're ready to start building wealth. If you try or if you attempt to try to build wealth without following these steps, these practical steps that I just highlighted for you, it's going to be very, very hard for you to do it. Save up $200,000, pay off your debt, and then save an emergency fund 6 to 12 months of your expenses.